Right now, your chest might feel slightly tight. Your palms might be sweating, and you desperately want to look away, but nothing is actually happening to you. You are just watching someone else ruin their own life on a screen. Your brain is physically hurting you for a mistake you didn't even make. And today, we are going to find out why.
You've felt this, every single one of you. You're sitting on your couch, scrolling through your phone, and suddenly it happens. A video pops up of a guy trying to do a public prank, but it is failing miserably. Nobody is laughing. It's just dead, painful silence. What do? You don't just scroll past. Instead, your chest tightens. You physically hide your face behind your phone or slide under your blanket to escape. Or think about being in a quiet, crowded coffee shop. Some stranger stands up, clears their throat, and starts proposing to their partner, only to get rejected in front of everyone. You don't even know these people. You will never see them again. But your heart starts racing. Your face turns hot. You feel this intense, burning wave of shame wash over you, as if you were the one who just got rejected. We've just accepted this as a normal part of being human. But nothing about this is actually normal. To understand why this happens, we have to look inside your head. Most people think cringing is just a soft, emotional response. Wrong. It is a hostile takeover of your nervous system. Inside your brain, you have a hyperactive network of cells called mirror neurons. These cells have only one job: to copy. When you see a stranger trip and spill their hot soup, these neurons fire up instantly. They don't just watch the fail, they literally simulate the physical pain of falling in your own motor cortex. And here's where it gets weird. Your brain cannot tell the difference between their embarrassment and your embarrassment. To your mirror neurons, you are the one holding the empty soup bowl. And it gets worse. Maybe you're someone who cringes at literally everything. You might think you just have bad social anxiety. Wrong again. Brain scans show that people who feel intense secondhand embarrassment actually have a highly advanced brain structure. Specifically, your anterior insula, the part of the brain that processes empathy, is firing on all cylinders. Cringing hard doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're deeply, highly empathetic. In fact, scientists tested people who feel absolutely zero cringe when others fail. Do you know who they are? Psychopaths. Literally. If you don't cringe, your brain is missing the basic hardware of human connection. But here's the most shocking fact of all. You'd think we only feel embarrassed when a stranger knows they messed up. Nope. Researchers did a study where they showed participants a video of a person. This person was completely happy, smiling, and talking to the camera, but they had a massive, messy smear of chocolate all over their chin. They had no idea it was there. They felt great. But the people watching? They were practically screaming at the screen, sweating and dying of embarrassment. In fact, they felt more pain than if the person had realized they had chocolate on their face. Your brain doesn't just cringe with others, it cringes for them, even when they're completely blissfully clueless. But here's the part nobody tells you. This cringing ability you have, evolution gave it to you for a very specific, very dark reason. And it has nothing to do with being kind. To understand this, we have to travel back in time. Imagine you are a caveman living 300,000 years ago. Life back then was extremely simple. You only had two goals: find food and don't get eaten. But you couldn't do this alone. If you were alone in the wild, a saber-toothed tiger would turn you into lunch in 5 minutes. Your only hope of survival was your tribe. Being part of the group was literally your life support machine. But here is the catch. The tribe had very strict social rules. If you did something incredibly stupid, like screaming during a quiet hunt or eating the chief's food, the tribe would get mad. They would banish you. They would kick you out into the dark forest, completely alone. In the Stone Age, being kicked out of the group was a literal death sentence. So, to keep you alive, evolution developed a massive hypersensitive alarm system inside your head. Your brain needed a way to make sure you never broke the rules. And the best way to do that? By making you feel the pain of others. When you saw your fellow caveman do something stupid and get kicked out, your brain made you feel that exact same burning shame. It was a warning. Your brain was basically screaming, "Look at him. If you do what he just did, you are going to die alone in the cold." So, secondhand embarrassment wasn't created to make you nice. It was created to keep you from getting eaten by tigers. Now, let's jump back to today. Today, we don't live in tiny tribes anymore. If you wave back at a stranger who was actually waving to the person behind you, nobody is going to banish you from society. The mayor of your city isn't going to kick you out into a dark forest to be eaten by wild animals. You will just feel a little silly, walk away, and carry on with your day. But here's the funny part. Evolution is incredibly slow. Your brain didn't get the memo that we now live in modern cities with supermarkets and lockable doors. When you see a stranger do something embarrassing on TikTok, your ancient brain still panics. It still acts like that stranger's social mistake. Evolution gave us this survival alarm, and then it forgot to take it back.
But here's what's even more fascinating. This alarm system, it doesn't work the same way in every single human. And the difference is going to completely change how you see yourself. Before we get to that part, which is going to completely break your brain, I want to say something. If you are the kind of person who lies awake at night wondering why your body does these weird things, you belong here. Hit subscribe. We do this every week. In fact, next week, we are looking at something even weirder. Have you ever woken up exactly 1 minute before your morning alarm went off? Like your brain somehow knew the exact second to wake you up. Next week, we are going to find out why. Trust me, you do not want to miss that one. Now, let's look at how this cringe alarm is actually different inside you. But here's what nobody talks about. We know our brain copies other people's pain, but why would evolution care so much about some stranger's silly mistakes? Well, scientists just discovered something that completely changes how we see human connection. They found out that cringing is not just a random emotion, it is actually a highly advanced form of mental therapy. To understand this, we have to look at monkeys. In the wild, monkeys spend hours picking bugs and dirt out of each other's fur. It's called social grooming. They don't just do it to stay clean, they do it to build trust, make friends, and keep the group healthy and safe. If the monkeys stop grooming, the group falls apart, diseases spread, and everyone dies.
But here is the twist. As humans evolved, our groups got way too big. We couldn't spend all day picking bugs out of each other's hair anymore. We had cities to build. So evolution had to upgrade our grooming system. And this is where secondhand embarrassment comes in. When you see a stranger do something incredibly cringy, your brain registers that mistake as a social parasite. It is a threat to the safety of the group. So, by making you feel that burning shame, your brain is virtually picking the bug out of the tribe's social fur. Your cringe is actually your brain's way of cleaning up the social space. It keeps us connected, keeps us safe, and keeps our communities from falling into complete chaotic madness. Think about that. Every time you hide your face behind your phone because a stranger is failing, your brain is literally trying to save the human race. Let that sink in for a second. Remember what I said at the very beginning of this video? How your chest felt tight, your palms were sweating, and your brain was physically hurting you just because some stranger made a silly mistake on your screen. Now you know why. It's not because you have bad social anxiety, and it's not because you are weak. Secondhand embarrassment is actually the physical cost of human connection. It is your ancient caveman brain working overtime to keep you safe. It is your mirror neurons virtually cleaning the social bugs out of our collective fur. If you feel this pain, you are a part of us. You are deeply, highly empathetic. You have the exact mental hardware that kept our species alive for 300,000 years. It is a beautiful, highly advanced superpower. So, the next time you are scrolling through TikTok and you see someone do something so incredibly cringy that you want to crawl under your blanket, don't fight it. Just take a deep breath, smile, and thank your ancient ancestors. They are just trying to make sure you don't get eaten by a saber-toothed tiger in your living room. Although, considering how chaotic the modern world is right now, sometimes being eaten by a tiger doesn't sound like such a bad option. Whether you wanted to know this or not, now you do. See you in the next simulation.